So today I'm very excited to have a conversation with my dear friend Jonathan Payens. Great to have you here on this, let's say, podcast. It's the first time I'm doing that. Let's see how it works. Very excited. How are you, Jonathan?
I'm well, and thank you very much for inviting me on your channel. And I'm looking forward to our discussion.
Great, me too. Let's see how it goes. We're going to talk today about our photography journey, a little bit about our share love to Leica system, and what we've been through as a photographers, each of our individual ways, and just have fun talking about photography. And let's start with, how do you start? When did you started like fell in love with photography? What was the beginning of your journey?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can remember one particular sort of enlightenment moment where I went, "Wow." I
Hmm.
remember my father had a camera.
Mhm.
I've got it's the same model. It's not the actual camera, but it's the same model,
That's cool.
and it's a Kodak Retinet, and I managed to get this one off eBay because I wanted to have a copy of the actual camera that I used, and
Mm.
I think I was about 12, 11 or 12, and my dad let me start using this camera.
Hmm.
And he was very protective over it. I had to be very careful and everything. I mean, it's quite a complex camera to use in modern standards. It's obviously a film camera because I grew
Yeah.
up with film.
With what lens?
Oh, good question. It is a 35, 45 millimeter. Yeah,
45 millimeter.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
But it's very basic, really
Yeah.
basic camera. It's got some little views you can use on the dial on the side. I mean, there are loads of YouTube people that have done like specs on it and usability.
Mhm.
So yeah, you could. But yeah, so I started with that, and I remember I once when I was about I think 12 or something like that, I went
Mhm.
on holiday to my godparents, and my dad let me take the camera. And that
Mm.
was that was the real start.
Special.
Yeah,
That's awesome. And you remember yourself taking it on the street and just try to play with it a little because it's
I
film.
do.
It's not that easy. You don't see on the screen like these days.
Definitely not. And you had to wait for your photos to come back,
Yeah.
which was true. Unfortunately, I've tried to look, but I have no images from
Mm.
this camera
Really?
uh, from
Wow.
when I shot it.
Yeah.
But I've sent you so you can interject them in a
Yeah.
minute. Some pictures that my father took.
Mm.
So you'll be able to see those, and they are the first picture is basically on holiday. They're holiday snaps basically.
Mm. He
Um,
loved photography always, or he just got the camera?
my dad loved photography.
Yeah.
He always had a camera. He was a biologist, so you can imagine lots of flowers, lots of animals.
Nature photography. Yeah.
Yeah,
I started
definitely.
there. Yeah, I really like nature. Like that's where I started with macro lens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Oh,
really
wow.
loved studying. I also studied biology at university, but I didn't like it as much as taking photos of the flowers.
Well, I mean, I think there's something very relaxing about taking images of flowers and things like that.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
it's very
No
therapeutic.
pressure of taking photos of people with their reaction and will they like it or not. It's you have so much time to observe and really look at your subject and make the composition perfect. That's why I love this niche specifically.
Yeah, definitely. It's. I think a lot of people do start off a little bit taking
Mm.
nature and sort of scenic. I think it comes from like on holidays, and especially with our camera phones now, maybe even
Mm.
more than ever. Yeah. So as I say,
Yeah.
started off with that. And then when I was about, I don't know, 17, I actually could buy my own camera, and that was a
Mm.
Zenit.
Zenit.
I
Wow.
haven't got it. It's a Russian camera, and it's quite interesting camera. Film again,
Mm.
obviously, because that's all we had. I was very much into black and white. photography in a big way. It
Yeah, I
one, it
love
was
your black and
cheaper.
white photos that you send me.
Yeah,
So
hopefully you can maybe, pick one or two and put them
yeah,
up.
I'll show them now. I'll show them now.
Yeah. And so I took some with the Zenit and I went on a trip to America with my Zenit
Mm.
with a girl. It was like we spent a year out there. I was 20 at the time. And I sold my Zenit when I
Mm.
was in America because it was Russian built. And for Americans at that time,
Oh,
anything from Russia was like unusual because of the Cold War and everything.
wow,
So
that's interesting.
yeah, I got more money for the camera than I actually paid for it secondhand originally. So I ended
Wow.
up
This
selling it.
company still exists because I didn't heard of it until I heard it from you.
You can Google Zenit. I think you can still buy them. Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. I don't think they've got any modern cameras, but
Mm.
Zenits are still around.
That's awesome.
Um, I mean, again, it was a fixed lens. I can't tell you what it was exactly, what lens it was.
Mm.
But I've put a few pictures up. They're the color ones. They were the ones from Florida. So then I came back, and for my 21st birthday, my parents bought me a Nikon EM.
Oh,
Yeah, and that was my first big journey into photography. And I was Nikon for many, many years.
yeah.
And I had a Nikon EM, and then I had a Nikon F100, which was really advancing then. I
Mm.
even had auto drive on it and everything. And then I sort of went into the digital
Mm.
stage after that. And
What
I
was your first digital camera after the film?
My first digital camera was a Nikon 90.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that
familiar.
was,
Like this one, I think. Where is it? A D90, you mean?
yeah, D90. Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
Renat's old one. Yeah,
Awesome. It
I
doesn't
know.
work.
It
If
doesn't
you saw
work. Oh, what a shame.
yeah, on my last video, I talked about it. My wife actually found it at her parents' place. It's from 19 years ago,
Wow.
and we decided to keep it here as like something nice in the background, but we're not going to
Absolutely. No, don't. Yeah,
make it
it's,
work.
I
Did you like
mean,
this camera?
I loved it. I loved
Yeah.
it. It was really good. And I mean, I do regret that I don't have my old cameras. That
Mm,
because I was selling them to buy gear. I didn't
I
have
know.
the money, but now I think, oh, I'd love to still have my EM and my F100. But it wasn't long after I got that I really started progressing, and I ended up with a Nikon D1.
Nikon D1.
D1, yeah, which was full frame, professional, because I got into shooting a lot of weddings and concert
Mm,
photography.
yeah, I saw your photos from the concert.
Yeah,
Really, really love them. Really
I,
love
I
them.
I was really, I mean, one of my best privileged moments, and it was really weird as a photographer. I got to shoot my icon idol, and I was so nervous, and that was Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw the photos. Wow,
and
amazing. So
I was so
how did you
nervous
got?
doing it.
How did you get to that situation?
I got a press pass to go to the concert. And
Wow.
yeah, I was in the pit. You get 15 minutes at the start of the concert to take your pictures. So it's like
Wow.
really rushing, and you can't use flash. And I had a 7200 lens on the camera, and you're trying to balance that as well
Yeah.
and rush around to get your 50. And 15 minutes feels like a minute
Of
when you're in
course,
the
of
pit.
course. And you're shaking and you're afraid you're gonna miss
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I was going, oh my God, this is Robert Plant. I'm
Yeah.
this close to him.
You want to take a selfie with him, but
Oh, I did. I wanted to get up on stage, shake his hand.
yeah, it's awesome.
and
Uh,
and
yeah,
I've shot others. I mean, I've shot people like David Gray, Eric Clapton. And it was good. It was a good period of life. I was freelancing. There's no
mhm,
money in it. It's very difficult to sell your images, but I
mhm,
was enjoying doing it. I was having fun.
mhm.
And
That's
then,
good.
yeah, I sort of progressed, and I ended up, the last Nikon that I ever had was a D3. And
D3,
yeah, and
a few
then
years ago. Like how many?
Uh,
Like after the Nikon?
it's quite a while ago because I'm trying to think how long ago. Time flies very quick.
Mm-hmm.
So it must have been, I don't know, 2017, 2018, something like that. When
Mm,
I'll tell you what it was. I was waiting for Nikon to get into mirrorless
mm,
cameras. And they kept talking about it and kept talking about it. And there was a model that was going to come out and it never seemed to appear.
mm-hmm.
And I got impatient.
You saw Sony and Canon and all of those other brands
Exactly.
getting
Exactly.
forward. Yeah.
And then I bought a Sony mirrorless. I sold all my Nikon gear, all my
Wow.
lenses, everything, and I got the Sony mirrorless, and it was a game changer. One, you didn't have that slap that the that the Nikons had
From the
because it was
screen?
mirrorless. Yeah, because it was a DSLR,
Oh.
so you had the mirror slap.
Oh, yeah, 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 I
So
guess.
and getting a Sony and taking pictures with a Sony, like nobody even knew that you were taking it.
Yeah,
It was
it's silence, it's quiet. You don't,
exactly. So it was
it doesn't
perfect.
frame you.
It was
What
perfect for
Sony
my.
was it? You remember?
Sorry, say again, Geffen. I
What
was
story was it? Do you remember?
yeah, it was the Sony A3,
Mm,
and I bought the GM lenses because I was doing wedding photography at the time, and this is another reason
mm,
why I wanted mirrorless because I didn't want to spoil the moment of
mm,
like taking the picture that people then look, they hear the
mm,
camera go off and they immediately turn.
mm. And what was the biggest difference in from DSLR to mirrorless in
And there
your
were two
like
big
wedding
differences. One, weight, the weight of the
battery?
camera.
I bet it's
There was
battery.
much smaller. The batteries were faster. I don't
Yeah.
think the build was better though. I think the DSLRs were the build quality of a DSLR was amazing. They're
Yeah, it's
just like
robust.
yeah, really
And
robust.
yeah, you feel like they are very like durable. They can do everything. You count on them. They're not going to
Exactly,
break.
exactly. But I think the biggest difference of everything was the EVFs, the electronic viewfinders.
Hmm.
Yeah, they
It's
were.
different.
Yeah,
I'm
they
sorry,
were.
that's my dog's
I know.
tail.
I was just saying. I was just about to say your dog's obviously interested in the Sony systems.
Yeah, he wants to
No,
join
he
the
definitely wants to come
conversation.
and have a look. Yeah. Ah, look at that. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I'm
could join the
sorry.
party. Why not? Why not?
He will
Yeah.
join for a few minutes and then he will leave. He just
And
likes
then he's
sitting
had enough of it. I'll try and keep
here.
it interesting for him.
Yeah.
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 So the EVF was like one of the main things that really was, yeah, a
Mhm.
whole new ball game for me
Can
because
I
obviously,
ask you, it's interesting for me, what do you think, why do you think people are so in love with the idea of not electronic EVF, a mechanical one? What's the real difference in your opinion?
what between just looking like down the viewfinder and taking the shot, like you're just looking straight down the lens, do you mean, or in a rangefinder, as
Yeah,
opposed to the electronic where you can see
yes,
what your picture is going to be like?
yes. Why are people so in love with the idea? Like you see now the new Leica MV1.
Yeah, MEV ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are so excited about the viewfinder and I can't put I myself personally I use the screen most of the time. I know it's not very photography to say that. I know people like to look at the EVF and compose everything perfectly. I'm just not that type of photographer. uh, I don't know why people are so in love with this idea, but maybe it's just nostalgic because film camera has this feature.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think for me personally, I don't like EVFs.
Oh.
Because I don't know, I'm old school because I grew up with film.
Mm,
I think
yeah.
I'm a bit old school, and I like to create myself. I want to be the one deciding the settings, not
Mm,
the camera telling me, "Oh, I've got this wrong, I've got that wrong. You need to adjust it." And it's almost like you're already seeing what the image is going to be before you take it, and the excitement's gone through an
mm.
EVF. However, yeah,
Interesting.
the hit rate is a lot better if you got an EVF. I'm not sure about the MEV one. I mean, a lot of people are saying, although, yeah, I mean, I've got to say the MEV1. I mean, it's like an electronic rangefinder camera, if you like, because
Mm-hmm.
it's sort of combining two cameras into one.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, the purists like rangefinder people, are going to object to it. However, I mean, they can cheat, because what you can buy a Visio Flex like this, and you can put it on the top of a rangefinder, and
Oh,
this
yeah.
turns it into an EVF.
Yeah.
So it
Well, yeah.
turns it into what the EV1 is.
Yeah. It just make the camera bigger, of course. But
Yeah, it just sits on top, and yeah, it gives this chunky thing.
Mhm.
But the nice thing about it is you can then have it at waist height and look down and shoot from waist, because you can see
Oh,
what's going on. So it has
yeah.
advantages in that
Mm.
sense.
Are you
However,
using it in on your Leica?
yeah, and I tell you when it's really good is in low light, because sometimes trying to line up the patches in low light, it can be difficult, or
Mm.
close focusing.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very good for close focusing.
Yeah.
But I still prefer, where I can, to use the rangefinder, because I'm old school. That's why I this is moving on a bit, why I
Yeah. Yeah.
Leicas.
So did
And
you?
it's funny, because that's what sort of happened with my Sonys. I sort of got into Leica slowly with a Deluxe 7, which was a bit like your GR, Rico,
Mm.
small, compact,
Yeah.
and
Like
then
this.
and then that wasn't enough for me. And then I thought, I'll go down the Q route, which is often the way people get into Leicas. They get a Q2, in my case, and then I got a Q2 monochrome to go with it, and I loved it. I had the best of both worlds.
Hmm.
But then, I don't know, gear acquisition got into into
Mm.
play, and I felt, I want the real Leica experience. And I was very, very lucky to get some inheritance money. And so I was able to buy my M. And
Mm.
I started off with an M11.
Hmm.
But shortly after, I bought a second-hand one. It was a second-hand M11. I got it off MPB, who are very good. You get 6 months guarantee and everything with it, and it was a beautiful camera. But my OCD kicked in a little bit. It was like, oh, it's secondhand, it's secondhand. I'm not sure.
I know. I know that.
And then I wanted something a bit more film experience, but still digital.
Hmm.
So I went all out. I sold my second-hand M11, and I
Hmm.
went all out, and I got this, because I
Mm.
wanted to get as close to film photography as I could. So I bought an M11D, the craziness in me. I mean, this is a very niche camera, really niche. No screen, but you take pictures, you don't know. And I got it with, it's a 50 mil Sumilux on here.
Hmm.
Um, and it's brilliant. It's the closest you can get between
But why
digital.
did you do that? Like you let go of the screen of the M11 to
Yeah.
get the film version?
No, not a film. It's to get no screen, so
Oh,
you feel like it's like you're shooting digital, but you've got a film experience, because there's no way you can look at a screen. You don't know what you're taking
wow, that's
until you get
crazy.
home.
That's crazy for me to hear.
But okay, you can connect them to the phone, and you can go and look at the images on your phone if you want. You can
Yeah,
cheat.
yeah.
But it was the closest I could get to my other camera, and this is my MP. This is
Mm,
with a 35 mil um, on here, Sumilux
mhm,
again, and this is my film camera. So if
mhm,
you get I don't know if you can see, if you get the film camera and the M11D, they're really similar in looks.
mhm.
Yeah, they're almost
The same size.
size. The backs is obviously, one's loaded with a film, and one's digital. And so that's what I really craziness took over, and I bought those two things. My 35 mil lens, though, is a second hand one off MPB.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not quite that rich that I can find new ones, but I love
No,
it.
I
And
think
I
the lens, to have a second-hand lens is much easy on the mind than get a second-hand camera.
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely, definitely.
yeah,
And I will say, for the first time ever in my life, I
yeah.
I have no desire to change. This
Hmm.
is like my perfect setup. This
You
is
find
like
you
I'm
find your
totally
place.
content.
Yeah,
Totally.
until the next thing in
No,
your head. I know that I have
maybe, but it's
maybe
been
in
a
a
long
like
time. Even
in a
the
decade.
yeah, even the MEV1, I'm not. Yeah, because I've got the Visio Flex. So if I
Mm.
really want to have some sort of EVF, I can. Yeah,
And you feel like the size of the camera, although it's not really big, it's kind of small, but it's still very noticeable.
yeah.
So
I mean,
don't you miss your Sony or smaller mirrorless camera?
no. I tell you what, I don't miss is the plasticness. I mean,
Mm.
these are all solid metal.
Mm. That's
It's
better, no?
yeah, exactly. I mean, this is heavy. The film camera is heavier than the digital.
Mm.
But they are just so nice to
Mm.
handle, to touch, to
And
feel.
you also use the Q2, right?
I've sold my kit. I sold everything.
Oh, you sold
Yeah,
it.
everything to get the M's.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
but yeah, the Qs. I know they're brilliant cameras. I'm not
Mm.
knocking them, and yeah, I'm very tempted sometimes to get a 43 Q and think, yeah, that would be really nice to have. But I don't need them because I think if you have too many cameras, Geffen,
Mm.
what do you choose to go out and shoot with? You
Yeah,
then get this problem like,
yeah.
oh, what do I fancy choose? And you can't choose and you go out. But if you have
Yeah.
less cameras, it's easier. Yeah,
I really believe in that. I think that, minimalism photography, it's much easier on the mind. Like you just wanted to go and take photos. You don't want to get delayed, but which camera and which lens you're going to shoot today.
exactly. And
But yeah,
sort of to finish, I mean, it was never my intention when I was younger to go for Leica. It was never
yeah.
my,
So
yeah.
why did you go to Leica specifically?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's very strange. I think I know why I went and got the Deluxe 7. It was because of a film called Paris
Mhm.
Can Wait. I don't know if anybody's ever watched that film, but have a look at it. It's called Paris Can Wait, and they use a Leica Deluxe 7 in that movie. It's the lead actress is taking she's obsessed with food and she's taking food pictures all the time with this little camera. And I love that idea, that concept of that small compact. But
Oh,
then that small compact wasn't enough for me, and I thought, okay, I can't afford an M. What is there in the Leica range that I can have? And that was the Q.
hmm.
And then
That's
after
interesting.
I got the Q, that's when I got some inheritance and I could get the
The
M
M.
eventually. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I think that's how I got into Leica. It was because of a movie.
Not because of the colors of the Leica. Oh, sorry.
I think that came afterwards that I realized how wonderful they are. Yeah,
Mm.
now I've been shooting Leica for a few years, and I really and I've been to the factory in Germany, and I'd recommend anybody go there, go on the
Yeah,
tour. It's just if you're a photographer, even if you're not into Leicas, it's just mind blowing. I mean, they're the
that's
company
crazy.
that invented 35 millimeter film cameras.
That's crazy. I really want to go there this year. I'm planning to. It's just lots of people who've been there told me it's crazy place,
It
and I
is.
have to
I'll come
go
with
there.
you. I'll come a second time. Let me know when you're going.
That would be great. We'll do a tour inside. That would be great.
Yeah.
I feel like, you're so into film cameras, and many photographers go to Leica because they like film cameras.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there are many good options at Sony, let's say, or Canon, even Nikon, I think moved completely, maybe I'm wrong, to mirrorless. I'm sure they have versions of film, but it's
Yeah. I
not
mean,
their niche.
there are some new film cameras, Geffen, like the Pentax 17 half frame.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
there's a new one out. There's another film camera that's come out. So, which is a good thing for film industry. And there's new film stock coming out. Kodak have just released new film stocks. So it's definitely growing. Film is it's definitely sort of around. It will never take over digital again, but it's a growing
It's
genre.
starting to be much more popular than I remember like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
definitely.
why.
Um,
I'm not
I
shooting film at all.
Well, I mean, I've got my own viewpoint. Why? I mean,
Yeah.
one, it's a much more tactile, touchy feely, and it's a much more slower process. But I also think AI is not involved. You know,
Mm, that's
what you shoot is what you get.
that's interesting.
You know,
What do you think about AI photography? It's interesting. I wanted to ask about film, which I will in a minute, but
okay.
what's your opinion like on an AI on in this field, like people
I,
making photos with AI?
I don't like it. I avoid it. Even my software that I use for editing, I avoid anything that is AI. I want to do it myself because I think that's our real art. Okay, you could argue that using AI, you still got to come up with the creativeness to
Yeah,
make the image at the end. Agreed. But for me, I don't know. I just like to make the image me. I've made it. No interference, no
I completely
software.
relate. Yeah, I
Yeah,
relate to that completely.
I mean, when we take pictures on our iPhones,
Yeah,
it's again, it's AI, well, or software generated getting in the way, making it perfect. I mean, the nice thing about getting the M11D, it's like the M11P. It's got the content credential software in it, so it shows that it's a genuine image taken without AI. Yeah, and
hmm.
there's a watermark which is assigned to the photographer who took it. Yeah, and there's no sort of manipulation being involved, which is great.
Yeah, you're the only one in control of the image.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
like.
why I love it. And then developing the film yourself at home, it's such a lovely process.
Oh, yeah, you do it at home. I wanted to ask you about that
I
too.
do. And I happen to have
Yeah.
next to me. This is the best thing ever. It's an Ego. I mean, this is not a promotion or anything. I just love this thing. And it automatically has little recipes and it tells you how you put the chemicals in and you just use an ordinary Patterson tank. I mean, the old school
Wow.
way would be to turn it, tap it. This is a rotation device, so it gets rotated. It uses less chemicals than normal.
I have to say, I have no idea what am I looking at right now.
Oh, okay. So this is an automated developer basically for film. And the menu system tells you when to put the developer in. It will temperature control it, and it will control the time it needs for
Oh,
developing. Then it tells you when to put the next chemical in, and etc. So there's a three process. So it's almost
great.
foolproof. An 8-year old could use this.
It's like a dark room, but in a small compact
Well,
area.
yeah, I mean, you still need a some sort of a dark space, like a dark bag,
Mm.
to take your film off the reel and put the reel inside. So what you do, if I can just
Thank you
open,
for showing me.
so
It's
you got to put
interesting.
it on the reel. You got to put the film on the reel.
All right.
You put that. This is all done in a dark bag, and then you put
Mhm.
the cap on. Then you're safe. Then you can take it out your dark bag.
Awesome.
So you don't need a dark room. I do it in my kitchen.
Oh,
Then yeah,
amazing.
and then you just get your chemicals, which you can buy anywhere. I mean, I shoot a lot of black and white, so I use Ilford chemicals, or you can use Cinestill C41 for color. It's a
Mm.
monobath, so it's just a two chemical process to develop color. And then you got to decide, okay, that's when you might need a dark room if you want to do prints, because obviously you need a dark room to be able to do that. But most people now, yeah, we scan our negatives, or crazy enough, we then go and use a digital camera to take a picture of the negative, which is a bit crazy because
Yeah, yeah. It's like, what's the point if you? Yeah,
exactly.
it's
But
very
I use a scanner because it's a little bit more
keeping the vibe of the
organic.
film.
Yeah, organic, I guess.
Hmm.
But it's a great process, and then you can print them out. Yeah, you
Nice.
can print your images, and I use a Canon, little, really small Canon selfie printer, 1500, the one that
Mm.
you've got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this.
exactly. Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant for printing out your film.
Yeah, I'm really like happy you like that. I know you bought it
Oh,
because you
love it. Love it. It's superb. And I think more people should print their images because you get a whole different look. Yeah, a whole
I
different.
feel like printing the images really, it's a completely different thing than looking at your phone in terms of how you see your photography, like self-reflection on your photos. Because
Absolutely.
I think I like maybe 60% of my photos on phone, but when I print them, I will find one or two that are really pops out and special when I see it on paper. I'm not sure why,
Yeah.
but that's how I see it.
I mean, somebody told me that that I was watching. They said you can have 8,000 pictures on your phone.
Phone.
And when you're scrolling, can you remember your 8,000 pictures? But
Mm.
when you do film photography or you print something out, you remember taking that picture, you remember the moment. Yeah. And
Indeed.
with digital, you're just shooting, you're just shoot, 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 shoot. And you don't really remember them. But with film photography, you remember every single picture. I've got a film in here at the moment and I'm waiting to develop. I've got one shot left. I'm going to
Mm.
probably finish it off today and it would be amazing. I can't remember the first couple of shots that I did take, but when I develop it, I'll remember it. I'll remember the picture I took, where I was, how I did it. Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's fair. I can relate to what you said here, but don't you think like, photography is a craft. It's something you need to practice on a lot to feel better with your composition and with your lighting and everything. And so don't you feel like film stopping you from progress in this maybe the combination of film and digital cameras are like the ideal thing because if you take film then maybe you're scared to take photos so you won't waste your film. You get what I say?
yeah,
uh,
definitely. I mean, when I first got into photography, I wasted loads of film because
yeah,
you had no
you
option.
didn't feel like you have to be really in the perfect moment to take your photo.
You do a little bit now because it's a lot more expensive. I mean, film costs between 10 to 16 euros a reel. And then, okay, developing is not so expensive if you do it yourself. I mean, you can send it off and you can have just your negatives done for about 6 euros. So it's not crazy expensive to have film developed. But I think film teaches you to take time and develop your craft and think
Mhm.
about the shot, where you're
Mm.
standing. Do I want to take it? Is it the right angle? And I like that slow process. Life is
Mm.
just a rush as it is. And I want to, when I do my photography, I want to slow myself down, a bit of slow living, if you like, which is very in at the moment. And film photography offers you slow living because you think about, do I really want to take that shot? Is it the right angle? Is it, and you move about a little bit before you actually take your shot. Like when you're using your Ricoh GR in your wonderful
Mhm.
photo walks that you do, you're just
Thank you.
shooting away whatever you see,
Snap shooting, I call it. I
if
take
you like,
everything
if you like.
everything I see.
Yeah. And then
Um,
you worry about it when you get home and look at it on the computer to see if you've got anything. But you probably shoot 100 shots. I don't know. You might get
400.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. And how many good ones do you get out of that, Geffen?
So I'd say I would edit like, oh, it happened again, sorry.
Yeah. That's okay.
So I would say I would edit maybe I would like 50 of the 400 and then I will edit 20 and then
Hmm.
I will like maybe 7 to 10. That's the
Okay.
ratio.
Okay.
Uh, but when I'm going on the street and take like photos, I know like 90% of the time I know they're not going to be great. But I just like the process of capturing whatever I see. It's something that I refer to this not so much as an art or really photography for the sake of art, but more for my fun and joy. It's like playing
Okay.
with the camera and capture something the way I want it, maybe ICM, which I like to do a lot, intentional camera movement. And then I'll see it on the screen and I will be very excited. I'm looking for a photo, but I would be very excited to, I saw this lady going with a balloon crossing the street. I will show it on the screen right now. And I know it's not my best photo. It's not even something I'm going to share on Instagram, but it's just so unique to look at the screen after we capture something. And that's something I think I would miss in a film cameras. Although I can really relate to what you said about slowing down, I think it's an amazing photography experience. But I'm in a phase right now, I don't know, maybe it will pass, maybe it won't, that I'm really enjoying taking photos. That's why I love the Ricoh so much.
I mean, I
And
think
when I'm
it's
going,
sorry.
yeah, sorry.
No, I was only going
No,
to
just when
say,
I'm going with the Leica, it's a when I'm going with the Leica Q3, it's a completely different experience, and I treat it as a film. Maybe I'm less snapping photos. I'm slowing down. I'm composing my aperture accordingly with the dial. Everything is um, how do you say it? I
manual.
feel it manual, yeah. So it's manual. It's just much more sensitive to. I'm much more sensitive to the scene,
Hmm.
but it's not close to film, you know.
Yeah, but it's I think it's all about what we get out of it. So it doesn't matter. There's no rules. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever. And if it gets you out shooting, that's the main thing. But I think if we slow down,
Mhm.
you don't have to be a film photographer, but like if you even take your cue, I think you naturally become a better photographer because you're taking your time thinking about the shots rather
Mhm.
than just shooting away for the sake of it and hoping that you get something. But the
Yeah,
most important thing for anybody is yeah, get out there and take pictures, obviously,
yeah,
and enjoy
of
what you're
course,
doing. And there
of
are no
course.
rules. I don't even take notice of the rules of photography where you've got to have certain lines or you've got to have certain things. And yeah, if I like it, I'll take it. If people don't like it, I don't care. It's what I'm enjoying doing.
I
But
really relate to that. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's really important. So how did you end up with a Leica? How did you end up with a Leica?
Ooh. It was I I had a lot, I think most photographers has this journey where we start somewhere, then we realize slowly what we want and what we don't want. So actually, I talked about it a lot in my channel, so I won't repeat so much of it. But I started with a Canon gear and with a bunch of lenses because I had my business of architecture and interior design photography, which I needed so many lenses to capture different scene of the room and of the houses that I um, photographed for clients. And I also did a bit portrait photography for clients that wants photos for the website and stuff like that. And I really like the Canon. I like using flashes and going with big, huge bags and suitcase all over the country. But first of all, I got tired physically. It was super heavy for me. And also, when I wanted to do photography for myself, like going on the street or nature photography, I was thinking all the time, like, which lens should I use right now? Should I take the 100 macro lens or the 24 to 70 or the whatever I had? And then I got the Ricoh GR3, 28 millimeter focal length. Really love this camera for a lot of reasons. I did a mistake and I sold it. I regret it very much, and bought the Ricoh GR3X. But before I got the Ricoh GR3X, I got the Leica Q3. Now, the reason I got into the Leica was I was starting to look for fixed prime lenses because I didn't want to overthink which lens I'm going to take right now. So I went on YouTube, like I think most of us do, try to look for other photographers, what they are using, and the Leica immediately pops out um to my screen, and it was I was thinking about whether I should get the Leica or Fuji,
Okay.
and I ended up got the Fuji 100V, which is a very popular camera right now. Lots of people like it, and I just couldn't relate to this focal length. It's equivalent to 35 millimeter. Just couldn't relate to that. I'm not sure why. I didn't like the film simulation as much as other people. I felt like it's a toy a little bit. It's not nice to say. It's a great company, great lens, great photographers using that camera, but I just couldn't relate to those colors. So after lost a lot of money and sold a lot of gear, I ended up getting the Leica Q3. That's my main camera. That's the camera I love the most. Like I will never sell this camera, no matter what. I got so many photos with it. I opened this YouTube channel because of that camera. I love the image quality. And the one thing that I missed from this amazing camera is having its. I wanted to be smaller. I wanted to take it with me everywhere, because if I go with walk with my dogs or with my wife or with my friends, I wouldn't take the Leica. It's too expensive. It's too big, and I would not feel comfortable take it on the street just in a regular day and take photos. So that's why I got the Ricoh GR. Eventually, I got the Ricoh GR4, but I will talk about it in a separate video. And that's it. That's why I really fell in love with the 28 millimeter fixed prime lenses. That's my thing right now.
I mean,
That's what I like the
I
most.
totally agree with you about the expense. I mean, I worry every time I take my M out. Is it going to get stolen? Is
Yeah,
it going to get damaged? Because it's major investment. I mean, it's a crazy investment to be honest.
yeah. Some
Um,
people hide the Leica
like, yeah,
red
I
button.
mean, lucky enough on the M11D, it doesn't even have the button.
Mm,
I mean, not neither of them. Yeah, so there's no red dot, but the fear is always like, is something going to happen to them or whatever? But yeah,
yeah. So you're not taking it out like on a regular
no,
basis.
I do, but the whole
Okay,
time in the back of your mind, you're going, "Oh, I've got to be careful with it. Got to be careful with it."
it's there.
I can't. And also, where you put it down, you're putting it down gently. You don't want to scratch it and
Yeah,
all the rest of it. But
yeah. Do you use any accessories like of the Leica?
the only two things I've got, the bad thing with the lens cap that came with the 35 Semilux was a little plastic one that slid on the front, and it I
Hmm.
disappeared. And so I bought this one from Optech. You can get it from the Leica shop in Amsterdam. They sell it
Hmm.
on their site. It's aluminium and it's a much better cap. So I
Mm,
bought that. Obviously, I changed the straps.
hmm.
So I've these are Wattencraft straps. So I put those on.
Mm,
And the only other thing the accessory, if you like, is the Video Flex. So yeah, you
mm.
could, but no, I haven't got anything else.
No, you don't feel the need to put a thumb grip like this. I
No,
think that's the
no.
point.
I mean, for me, it's got a little bit of a ledge
Grip.
here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can hold it quite happily like that. And it feels comfortable. I did on my, funny enough, when I had my Q, I bought
Yeah.
the grip, the whole grip, the proper grip.
Mm.
I don't know what they call it. The hand grip, is it called? Yeah,
The
that.
hand grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have this
So
too.
I did have that on my cube, but yeah, this I like minimalism. I like cameras to be as they were designed, from the factory. There's a
Mhm.
reason why they, you know, didn't do.
Yeah, and you don't put any lens protector like
Oh, I have got,
um,
yeah, yeah, I have got a UV filter
UV
on it.
filter. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I do
yeah.
have. I mean, because that's cheaper to replace if it gets scratched than the lens.
Obviously,
But
yes.
then you get the argument: are you causing any sort of change in the quality because of the putting a UV piece of glass in front?
I
And
have to
you've got to
say, I
have a
got
good you've got to
my
have a good a good UV filter, haven't you?
yeah high quality.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have to say, a JJC company sent me a UV filter not so long ago. I made a
Yeah.
video on it, and I really made um, so many photos with or without it, and try to pixel test myself and if I
Hmm.
can steer or not. I couldn't share it on YouTube because obviously the quality is reduced on
Yeah.
both photos, so it's not fair. But I really couldn't find really any difference unless it's in my mind. Like now I know it's the difference, so maybe I'll find something in a very, very, very zoom mode. But I wish I put it before because I just put it 2 years after I got the camera. When I was in the store, the guy told me he's not letting me buy a cheap
UV
a
filter.
cheap over EV filter to put on this expensive lens. But now I don't agree with you.
Good salesman. Good salesman.
Yeah. No, I like this guy. He's great. He's great. His shop is great. Really like those people. They help me a lot. But sometimes people have this uh, old, how do you say it? Old thoughts. How do you say it?
Old
Mm,
theories. Old theories. Do you mean?
Old theories on how to use with your gear. Like you should or you shouldn't do something. It's really
Oh,
personal.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I think
Uh,
with all these things, Geffen, do what fits you, do what you like. It doesn't matter what I always think, doesn't matter what people think. Yeah, just do
exactly.
what you feel happiest with, and if you like it, use it. If you don't like it, don't use. I mean,
Don't
I
use it.
think we can get hung up too much on stuff. Do we
Hmm.
use filters? Don't we use filters? Is it perfect? Is it not perfect? Yeah, life's not
Hmm.
perfect. So why should and I think imperfections in photography, and that's a little bit of a move why film might be popular again, and why people may even in digital. It's too sterile. It's too sharp. Do we really want sterile, such sharp images? Is the
Hmm.
soft, especially if you do portrait? Do we really want to see every single blemish on a person? Isn't it
That's
much
interesting.
better to have a softer look? And like that's why people like the older Leica lenses because they give that softer look, and film definitely gives a softer look.
Maybe maybe it's just something people got used to from commercials and stuff like that. Everything have to be perfect,
Yeah,
and the skin has to be perfect. And
yeah.
yeah, I really, really, really agree with you. I
I
had something
prefer
in mind.
imperfections. I mean, it's like YouTube videos. I love watching YouTube videos that are not perfect because it's more natural.
Mm.
Why does everything have to be exact? We should show
Yeah,
the little imperfections and mistakes, and we're human. You know.
I think that it's much because I uploaded more than 100 videos in the last year to YouTube,
Wow.
uh, and it's really I that's a completely different conversation about YouTube. It's just it's releasing the perfectionism part of you because when I started, I was so worried about every single hair and every single shot that I got and the lighting and everything. And I'm not really girly girl type of woman who wears fancy clothes. I hate buying clothes. I Most of my videos I'm with black and white shirts. I'm not wearing any makeup ever, and I don't like this perfectionism of making the shot looks great. Video and photos are pretty much the same in this, and that's even worse because I'm putting myself in front of so many people that will have different opinions, and I'm exposed to those comments that it's scary. It's really scary sometimes to do that. But it's like with the photos. Once I started, I didn't upload a photo unless I thought it was super, super good and great and perfect in terms of composition, light, and everything. And now I really released my thought from these perfect shots state of mind. You know, maybe it's a bit of growing up. Maybe it's just I don't have the power anymore to worry about what people will think of me and my photos and my videos. I don't know,
I
but
think
it's
it
just
is
much more fun.
as we get older, we don't care as much, definitely, and we've got nothing to
Maybe.
prove, and we just get on with it, yeah, and do what we feel natural, and I think people get too hung up nowadays about it all. And it's a bit like
Mhm.
gear, maybe people won't like the cameras that we've shown or what our discussion, but everybody has their own individual opinions, and if
Exactly.
they're happy with theirs, that's great. If they
Yeah.
like ours, that's good too.
Yeah, I'm so happy that our conversation, at least our first conversation, wasn't really about the technical aspect of the gear and more of the philosophical part and the psychological part, sorry, of how we felt using the cameras. I think that's maybe something is missing from conversations that I hear online, something I want to hear. So I don't know if it's missing or not, but people always talk about gear and
Yeah,
specs and f1.7 versus f2 and look at the differences. I really don't care. I really don't care about those kind of stuff. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at talking about it. I just love photography, and I think you love it too. And that's why
I
we
do.
connect,
Yeah,
and we're such a great connection between us. And you're a very
definitely.
good friend of mine.
Ah, thank you, Gavin. Yeah, absolutely, totally agree with you. I think, it's I think if you buy a camera, you buy it not, I don't think you should buy it for the technical, because I bet you half the technical stuff in the modern cameras people don't even use. And you need
Mm,
to buy a camera that excites you to go out and shoot. And for me, I have emotional connection. Just like you mentioned earlier, you'd say you'd never sell your Q2 because the images
Q3.
that you've sorry, my apologies, Q3, because of the images that you've taken with it,
Yeah,
and it now has an emotional connection to you. And it's just like these. I will never sell these. I really will not. I'll probably, certainly the film camera. I mean, that's going to outlive me. I don't know about the digital one. That might die. I don't know. But this one I will hand down as an heirloom, because, yeah, that's the other thing with these film cameras. They last forever. They don't wear out.
yeah,
Digital, nobody really knows. Nobody really knows how long will a digital camera last. I mean, there's some people say 50,000 accusations. I don't know, but yeah.
yeah. But film is forever, and that's why people really love this feeling of it's for a lifetime. It's an investment for a lifetime.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the
Technology.
camera's not cheap to buy the MP, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
cheaper than the M11D, but
yeah.
it will always work. And it's repairable. Even if something did happen to it,
Yeah,
it's
it's
fixable.
mechanical.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a light meter. It's the only battery bit, but you don't even need a battery. You could shoot it without the light meter if you wanted to.
Hmm. Yeah,
So yeah.
just a camera that inspires you to go out. That's the
Absolutely, and I would pick the film camera over the M11D. Often, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's so much fun, and that's the main thing. Having a camera that's fun,
exactly.
like your Ricoh GR3,
Yeah, Miracle
or
Jelly is
four,
the
four
most
now,
fun camera.
four, not three, four.
Four. Yeah, I forgot. I just got it 2 days ago, and it's looked the same. It's crazy to spend so much money on a camera that looks absolutely the same as the last one. Just the dials on the back is a little bit different, but it's just the same size, the same feeling. It's crazy.
Did you
It's really
did you take how many shots you did with the old one? Did
with.
you?
I need to look at that.
Yeah, it'd
It
be
was.
interesting to see how many you did take with it
When
before.
I was on the store, I told it on my last vlog, some guy in the store came in and bought the camera, the 3X from me. That's crazy because he
Oh,
wanted the
that's
4 and I
wonderful.
convinced him somehow. And I was so afraid he will turn off the camera and see the number of photos that I took. The camera is in perfect shape. It's really in perfect shape, and it's what I sold him in a really, really, really good price. And I felt like he really loved it. And I told him if there is any problem, we connect the store and they know me and everything will be fine. But I was a little bit abusing the camera like this one. I immediately put it in my pocket and throw it everywhere. And it's funny. I talked about this with my wife, who also got a new camera, the Fuji camera, and she's so protective of her gear. She's like keeping it inside this something from silk to keep it, and it's always she hold it very close and very like worry with it. And I'm not like this at all. I throw my gear away, I abuse it, I just put it on the back, put it on the front. It's just the way I like to use
So
my
does that
gear.
mean you're a true photographer, and people like me and your wife are the ones that are going, oh my God, they're going to be, we're more worried about our cameras than taking the shot. I
You're
don't,
much smarter than me, that's for sure.
I don't
Because
know. Maybe it's
that
my
is
OCD. Maybe it's my OCD.
maybe, but just I feel like if I'm not using my gear without thinking like this, then I'm not really, it's not really mine. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
that's interesting. No,
Like the
that's
last
interesting.
camera that I have, the Ricoh GR3X, there is a scratch on the back that I know and I will recognize from thousands of cameras that this camera is mine. I just like it. I don't know why. That's
I mean,
that's
that's
why.
why a lot of people like the Leicas, especially the black paint, because they
Yeah.
like the patina effect, because they feel
Yeah.
that the patina effect is actually stamping an emotional connection to the camera, how they used it. Yeah,
Mm.
but I prefer it when it's still in perfect condition, rather than the patina. But some people rave about the patina effect. Yeah,
It's
that's why I
just
didn't
also
get a black
psychological.
paint. Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
you can get the MP in a black paint, but
Mm.
I like the sort of silver black look. I don't.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really love with the black version of everything. Like every
Okay.
gear they have, I really love black because I want this to blend in the
Into the
environment.
background. Mm,
Even the Fuji X100V that I had and sold
mhm.
immediately was black. I don't like the silver one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
Ah, it's again, it's all preference. I mean, I've got the best of both worlds. Yeah, black and
Yeah,
silver.
that's great. That's great. Johnny, I had such a great time talking with you, and I just
Me too.
realized we've been over an hour. I
Yeah.
don't know how much I will edit inside the video,
Whatever you
but
want.
the time flew by. I just
I know.
I
You're
had so
welcome.
much fun.
Yeah.
And I
No,
hope we'll do it again soon if that's okay
I'd
with
like
you.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, if we get a good response, then
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Tell us in the comments what do you think, what do you want us to talk about. It's not going to be all my videos. I like to keep doing vlogs and regular videos, but I think it's nice to add conversation with other photographers to see, you're not alone in this and share photos, share our ideas. I just really like this.
Yeah. And
Really like
thank you, Gavin, for allowing me on your channel. It's been a
it.
pleasure.
Of
Thanks very
course, for me
much.
too. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Goodbye, my friend.
Bye bye.